We have no one for public comments here unless one of you have a public comment. Richard, you got a public comment?
About what?
No, anything. Say, I'm glad to be here tonight.
Yes, I'm glad to be here in person.
Okay.
We are glad to have you.
Yes, we are. Minutes, let's go over the minutes. That's in our folder.
Mine. I'll make a motion to approve.
Have we read them yet?
I read them before.
One thing we discussed was the LPV, is that right?
Oh, she's on the backside.
Yeah. Does everybody else have with it?
Yep.
Anyone want to make a motion?
She did. Did I second it?
Not yet.
All right, I'll second it.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All not in favor? No. Financial report, I don't know why we even do it.
Nothing,
Nothing.
the last, no.
We didn't take anything out anyway. Right?
The only thing you ever bought was
Hey, did he bring
those.
down our file cabinet? I think he did.
No.
No, it's over here, isn't it?
No, those are not.
I asked him.
Those are not out.
Oh, well, now we got foosball over there?
Yeah. Which Cindy said those will be moved.
Yeah, because they're just renovating the senior center. They're doing all of our duct.
I did ask him to bring them down.
Well,
He'll
those,
get them out.
that's what was here last time and they're not ours. Well,
Okay,
some of those,
the empty one is ours up there, right?
Cindy said everything that is up in our room is still up in our room up there.
It's all still there. It's all that matters. It's here.
Did you see David?
Occasionally, yeah. Correct.
Tell Kirk Sanders wants his file cabinet down here. If I was still working, I'd write them up.
But now he doesn't have a place to put them until those are moved.
I know. Okay, all in favor of the financial report, it's the same as what last week.
Last month, yeah, so I'll make a motion to accept it.
Let's get Richard in here.
I second the motion.
Okay, all right, there's no really in discussion.
Yeah,
All in favor?
we haven't spent any.
Our,
No.
Yeah,
It's
the
small.
fiscal year ends
It's small.
at the end of this month anyway, and we'll start with a new budget.
Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any not in favor? Okay, very good.
Does our budget roll over into the next? No, it's just.
Any leftover goes back into
Goes
the
back to
general
the town.
fund, and we have a new
Unless
budget
we-
starting.
Unless we find a way to
With
spend
the
it,
level fund.
but there's nothing really much to find. And anything critical in the mail here? I see we got Robert's laws
No, that's your folder.
That's your folder.
That's your folder. The mail is as.
all in there, okay.
And then the mail folder where the 4th of July fireworks, that's the mail folder.
And those two fabrics, yes.
This was in the mail,
Yep, both of them. Yeah.
and you're gonna put it in a folder, you said?
Cindy,
I can
combine
bind
that,
I'll bind her the first one.
because I think that's valuable to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gonna take you a while.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
do it in sections.
What is it? State
Pass
something.
it down.
You can open it up.
You know, just take your time, you got a month, don't worry about it, and then you're just gonna fire it anyway, so you need.
I'll keep it until everything's down where you want it.
Anybody have a knife?
What's the question you can ask in the
Back
70s?
there.
What?
That's a question you can ask in the 70s, isn't it? In a public, you know, like this.
I mean. Yeah, what did they do with that?
Trying to be gentle so I can put it back in afterwards.
I think
State Register of Historic Places. There's a lot of places. Why do we never hear about them?
Oh, it's online.
Oh, And all of these locations fall under our purview or
That's the state, that's the state.
That's
oh, it's the whole state, okay.
Yeah.
We do have some, but
Yeah.
only one or two.
We only have one, don't we?
That's a
Not-
national register. The Depot Street,
Yeah,
that's a national register.
it's not a state, or does it?
I
one-
might be in there too.
I just wonder if
It's
I
that,
don't,
State
I don't know if one,
Macris, MACRIS.
Hook
Yeah.
us up
Look
with
that
that
on
one.
the
Yeah.
Finded
internet,
it for me.
and you can
What's
put
that?
in an
That one's
address
all nice
and
and binding.
it'll give you
Oh.
whatever in Southwick
Okay.
or whatever,
Mhm.
that will probably have.
You know, she used to be a representative, right? Shannon Walsh, right? She was represented. She was in a state position
Was
before.
she?
Yeah. Elected official, yeah. Then her last time she ran, I think she
But-
lost.
Depot Street is the only national historical.
This is real quick, because we're looking at it. It's on July 15th. Saturday, July 15th. Is the Celebrate Southwick. It's with the fireworks and it's called Celebrate Southwick. It's a viewing at Wally Park, fireworks shot from the start line of the WIC 338. Usually they're even at the rec center, they're all over the place,
Hmm.
ball fields and everything. If they get a lot of people, but usually they do.
is there anything to go with that? Are they having any to say if there's a?
I think there's music and food.
Usually have vendors, don't they? Park and Rec has some vendors down there.
Yeah, I
I
think they'll usually bring food.
Yeah, I think Don Herbley's sometime down there.
No.
Sassy Mama. Saucy Mama, I guess that was whatever.
No, one place. So one place up here.
Oh, that's all that says for Southwick?
What is?
It is the Depot Street one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Just the one, right?
It's just the one,
Yeah, it is.
the Laughlin Phelps Homestead on 20.
But that is national. I
That's
thought
national,
I
yeah.
thought there was more maybe under the state, but maybe not.
I mean, I was just taking a quick.
I mean,
this could be
we,
divided into something else.
we've sent different things up into Mass Historical, including this was sent to Mass Historical for the police
If
department.
you think
And the
if
cupola.
we have something in the mail that I need to be aware of, if you want to go into it, I have no problem.
Okay, I just got that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if you think we need
That's the only
something to be
one.
all set for the meeting with it, something like
Oh,
that, I have no problem with going to it.
Fine.
Yeah, I consider you a member of the board.
Okay.
We
We'll
will
open all the
file
mail
them.
then.
I'm surprised.
I thought there was
How's the little
more.
one?
I thought there'd be more too.
Getting chunky.
Then again, we are, I suppose, in the grand scheme.
Oh,
pretty small.
yeah. Kind of.
No, but there are historic houses here. They're not that they're all kept up, like the one,
what about,
the yellow one and, next to, the country store there. The Griffin House.
Oh, the one across the street, the one that's all
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Victorian
yeah.
looking?
Which one are we talking about?
no, the Griffin House right in the center of
Griffin.
town here,
Right next to.
right next to the Country Colonial Gift Shop.
The gift shop.
Oh, that
where
one.
Oh, the yellow
Yeah.
house.
They don't keep it up, but
Well,
that's.
no, but their
that-
property management.
Yeah, no kidding. That says a lot, doesn't it? But anyway, it's historic. It's got a date on it and
Yeah,
whatever. But I think you have to, you have to apply. You have to do.
What
something.
about the apartments on South Longyear Road? Those things are old.
Hmm.
You would think that would, oh, yeah, they're old.
Huh. But they've been.
You ever been inside them?
No.
They're old. They're-
No, no,
Nope,
but
I've
they've
never.
been done over
They've
and
been
over and over.
remodeled, but he hasn't, you know who manages it?
No.
Property management's from the Yellow House.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So they basically have a stranglehold on all the historics.
Wow,
If they're not taking good care of it, then,
No,
No,
then that should be
This
brought up,
is
that should be
a-
brought up to somebody's interest.
I don't know why we're getting this, but
they were given money to do it over.
this is a
And then they
You're
let it
taking
go
your
after they did that.
this is a notification
And
to
then put it in
abutters
the home.
by hand delivery, certified mail, or certified certificates of mailing.
No, it's
Something to do with the wetlands, construction of 2 self-storage facility buildings and 1 office building, 1 curb cut. Paved 2-way access drive lane with wetland crossing, a septic system and a stormwater management, catch basins, infant
Where's it?
filtration.
Is this what you?
It's called Premier Self Storage LLC, and it's gonna be at 662 College Highway, that's College Highway North.
Yeah, that's pretty far up there. Cause what, it ends in
That's gotta be-
700. Self-storage place, that's gonna be attractive.
Oh,
That's gonna be on this side of the highway.
is it the old Carvana?
What's
Or
that?
was it
No,
Carvana?
no. No,
Before that?
that's,
It's
No.
before it. Is that, the brothers there, with the shop across the street?
Oh,
It's the old community drugstore. Where they moved down to. What are they called? The brothers there. They do cabinets or design.
oh, I know what you're talking about. You mean next to IBS?
No, they're not even next to IBS. They're next to Malta's old place where
so you're talking about the other side of the street though.
Right, but they own that property. They were trying to get Aldi's in there, or
Oh,
they were trying to get Aldi's in the place, but that fell through.
So it's
What property are you talking about? There's the funeral home is here,
It's across from the funeral home.
on the other side.
but that's the odd side of the road on the other side.
There's the,
No,
there's,
no, no, no.
there's the old Riley
You're
auto
missing-
part, and then there's
Right, it's,
the Valvoline. I just looked it up.
Okay,
keep going,
which way?
it's
Go
across
north?
from there. The property's across, right, it's right there. They,
Oh,
Aldi's was gonna move in there and build a place, but they ran
Oh.
into roadblocks there somehow. The negotiations didn't work out. What's their name? The brothers, they got the J something. Maybe let me look at here and see if it's got something saying. They've been trying to sell that lot. It's wet in the back. It's right where next to where
DPW thing is?
the parts place.
across the street.
O'Reilly Auto Parts?
Yeah, that's right. It's just before it. Yeah,
Oh, between the church
yeah,
and
it's on the other side. of-
O'Reilly's?
Yeah, you're right there where you,
Right there.
they own that property.
So,
That
but so it's so it's just past the church.
Yeah, it's right next to the church, right next to the church.
Mm.
Yeah, right after.
Yeah, it's gotta be
So
the,
they're gonna put self-storage places in there?
Well,
Isn't
sometimes
there
those are nicely
self-storage
done.
places off at Industrial Road now too?
well, we got the Notch, they have it behind.
That's what I meant. That's
Yeah, that
Industrial
that
Road
was
right there.
Craig
That's-
Samuelson's, yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
need
then
more.
you got them off of Hudson Drive too. That was Reardon's.
Oh, so we
It
need,
is Reardon's
we
still.
need more on the main road. That's nice.
Well, why? So why are we getting a letter? Because why?
Because I think
Is that?
they notify, Conservation Commission has
That's
to
a lot.
notify everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there's O'Reilly's, there's
yeah.
the, I forget what's in there. Is there
Episcopal.
On the back side of that property, because it goes down lower and on the back side it's wet.
Has this
Oh,
been in
yeah,
the
you're
works
right.
for a while?
What's that?
Has this been in the works for a little while?
I don't know, because I haven't heard too much about it. All I
So
remember
they
when I
can't-
was working back before I retired in 2019, it was actually like 2017, all these was trying to negotiate with the brothers to move in there.
So it's gonna be up front. Because you said it's wet in the back or it's way
It's
wet.
wet in the back. And that's why even with the parts place, they had to make it special in the back of the wall there, I think it is.
So
Yeah.
this letter is, or this is, letter is for what purpose then?
I think
Just a
it's-
notification of butters.
They have to
They sent
notify
us
all
a
the
copy,
buildings.
yeah.
Oh, they just have to notify all the boards?
Yeah, I don't think. we've
Not
had
much
anything-
we can.
I mean, there's nothing,
Nothing specific to us, I don't think. It's just a notification that they have to tell all the boards.
notification to butters.
Maybe, oh yeah, somebody, I think they did talk about it a while ago, briefly.
It
I
could've-
remember AdCom, someone was like, maybe they can make them look like barns.
Well, that would be nice.
That would be-
That would be good. Because then it could look like the tobacco barn.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
the
they
thing you
file.
gotta remember, it can look like barns, but if you know any storage company, they're gonna make it where the least maintenance on it.
Oh.
It's just the
So
thing that.
they're gonna make concrete buildings or.
Well, no, they could do steel like Craig Samuelson's in the back
Yeah.
with steel.
Yeah, he built those things and stuff.
there is that, the shed place a little further down the road there. Maybe they could make some
Oh,
sort of
yeah,
deal to.
on the corner there.
Yeah, where it splits off into
Split,
the
yeah.
Y.
No, they're not there anymore.
Oh, they're
They're
not?
not?
No, they haven't been there for a
Wow,
while.
I drive by there every day.
Just, you
But
just drive in.
you know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about.
know. what you're talking about.
Eyeballs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's been gone. That's where David Hall is upstairs on the barn there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember seeing,
Oh,
I remember seeing sheds.
you
there.
guys don't make it as a cop.
Oh, I guess.
Darn,
Um,
never mind. I thought I was going to say something clever there.
I wonder how much they can get in there though. I don't know how much property he's got left after they sold the parcel to the auto parts place there. I'm pretty sure it's their property.
Well, we're gonna find out at some point.
Yeah. And you may want to mark this on your calendar, December 16th of 2023, National Wreaths Across America Day.
Race across America. Day?
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Remember, honor, and teach.
I mean, read or reach, race.
Wreath, as in.
Oh,
wreath,
wreath,
wreaths
wreath,
around-
wreath, oh.
You pass it around. And we have the minutes of the lake management.
Yep.
Let's see if we got anything pertaining to us.
Paper sticks.
Talk about cigarette butts down at the boat launch. The South Boat Launch.
No respect. No respect.
And
What's his
master
name?
plan.
What's his name again? Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Well, they got their master plan. I'll read what they said for the results so you're aware of it.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Question number 26 asked, do you use public drinking water? 605 responses said yes, which was 67.5%. And 201 responses said no, 32.5. Question number 7 asked, if you answered yes to question number 26, is the quality of the town public drinking water acceptable? And 442 or 74% responses said yes. 155 or 26% said no. Should it be like the same or?
Well, I mean,
Unless you use it for different other, I don't.
well, it's of the people that said yes, so that's a smaller group, and even then people can, it's like having a group of 100 people saying, you know, do you like ice cream? Yes or no? 70% of them could say yes. And then of that 70, you could say, which is your favorite, chocolate or vanilla? It is.
Okay, now here's question number 8 asked. See, we're getting a meeting out of this. If you answered no to question number 26, would you use public drinking water if it was available to your home?
You have to have it, right?
Well, not all, but some have well
I have
water.
well,
okay.
I have a well.
112
Very good
responses said yes, 39.7. But 170 responses said no, 60.4. Ooh, okay. You ready for this one? Question number 29. Asked, are you connected to the town sewer system? 246 or 23.6 said yes, and 678 or 76.4 said no. I am hooked up to the sewer system.
Now,
They keep, it's supposed to be what water you use and what goes into the sewer system is supposed to be safe, but now they raise the taxes on the sewer. It's a higher rate than what the water is.
Than water.
They
yeah.
changed it. I won't say it because we're being recorded, but there's an old Doug Fox saying, I won't say it.
No, I would
I do know that. Question number 30, asked if you answered to question 29, would you be interested in sewer expansion into your street? 314 said yes, 47.2, and 352 said no, 52.9. Well, that's weird. I tell you, it's nice having the sewer system. I know you don't. Mark, you don't have it either. Where you
Nope.
are. You don't. Where you are.
No.
Cindy, you have it?
I live in Westfield, I have city water.
Oh, sorry.
That's great.
Okay, that's pretty much all the questions.
I mean, I have, no sewer bills and no water bills, but if I could fix something, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing really else on here that I can see that we need to. It says CRC update. Milfoil has been reported in the South Pond, Connecticut Cove. Dick noted that the
They just did
Solitude
a pond cleaning thing.
completed their invasive assessment on Congamon, plans to have the map plotted next week. CRC wanted to thank Eric Muller. I don't know who Eric is. Okay, that's pretty much.
What did he do to be thanked?
What's that?
What did he do to be thanked?
I don't know. He must have did the water cup. These are all our budget, which is nothing.
Nothing, no.
I think that's it for mail. Okay. All right. My paper there, I think that's empty. Any other business that you want to bring up and talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead on that.
I don't know if any of you read the town report. But according to the town report, you and me are done at the end of this month.
Oh, we are. So we gotta get sworn at.
And if we're gonna get reappointed, who knows, we could get replaced.
Okay.
And you guys are next year, 2024. And Cassandra is 2025, who doesn't come and who doesn't.
Marcus tried to connect with her. I sent her
Doesn't have the
emails.
courtesy to send us a letter of resignation.
But she must have gotten, is her position a longer term position than you guys, or did she come in and get sworn in?
She came in.
She came in.
She was
and-
on, yeah. We came-
No, she came in after. I thought.
Us three.
She was there when I came on.
Right, but I think she came in after I came. in.
Yeah, but I was just filling a term and then.
Yeah, you
my-
came.
equaled yours. So, you and I are, I mean, they'll come unless they want to replace me, but,
Well, there's two on the board that might do that.
well, that's exactly what I meant.
No, we're not
So,
talking about.
and, so you and I are at the end of this month,
Okay,
and you guys are the.
so that'll be
24th.
interesting. I might see you next month. You might not see me. I don't
Well,
know.
that way is at the end, it's at the end of this month.
Yes.
Yeah, fiscal year.
June
June
30th,
30th.
2023, you guys are 2024, and, you know, I will still attend, I guess we'll still act as we are unless we hear otherwise,
Well, yeah, I would think so.
but.
Do you want me to ask Michelle anything about that? Or do you?
Well, it's in the town report.
They
It's-
gotta
it's
be
up to the
bringing it up at
selectmen.
their, selectmen gotta be bringing it up at the reading.
Yeah, it'll be up to
reappointment.
the selectmen to, reappoint us or replace us.
Other people, do you think there's people that apply for it?
I haven't heard.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know if they're gonna get other people out, you know.
I don't know.
Okay.
But
The only one I know
I
that
just wanted
really,
to point that out.
you know, the only one I know that really applied for this. He sent the letter, he did all that. I remember I read your letter and everything, and but because we got asked because they needed to fill the spots right away. And then
That's
Mark,
because Jim Putnam was filling in for a little while, so he found it, because they
Right,
didn't have,
right.
there were,
and then Lee was leaving.
Right.
But I think you filled in for Lee, right?
no, Lee was still here for a
Lee was
year.
still here when I got on. You got
But he
on
had, yeah, because he was here, and I remember when
last
I
year.
got on, he said something that next May, he
Yeah,
was gonna,
May,
he
because
wanted
that's-
to
because I-
leave, you know,
Dave
resign
came
and get
in,
off.
you know, town report thing. So he left last year, but I just wanted to note that because I was kind of surprised to see it,
Yeah, so hopefully we will hear something.
hopefully.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's not Michelle, it'll be the selectmen.
The only thing I would say, Cindy, if you find out whether they, if you can find out,
If you're
because
on
you've
it.
got the ears here, that if they discussed if they're doing reappointments.
They, I mean, I
They
don't know,
gotta be, because there's gonna be a few. I would think,
I would
yeah.
imagine there's a few all over that are.
right, all the
And at
different
the end of-
committees,
Because they're all staggered.
yes, yeah.
I mean, who's ever their secretary will know.
Yeah,
So-
Robert Lisa's home.
Sure, at least we'll know. You don't have to ask anybody directly, it's just that, you know, if they, I don't know if they do that now, or if they do that when the next fiscal year begins, I don't know. But
I would think they do it, there's, I mean, well, let's see, so they have 2 meetings this month, right?
I think they have one tonight.
They have one tonight.
There were people standing,
Yeah.
waiting at the door when I got here. I think
Yeah.
waiting at the front
They probably
door.
have.
So I don't know
the thing
what's
is, you gotta
going on.
realize There'll be probably July, they're going to the summer, which is every 2 weeks. Their schedule. Yeah, they go to
Or is
work.
it one
But I would think they'd have to do it before the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
If your terms are
Yeah.
over at
You would
the end of the
think.
month.
But
They gotta do it
sometimes it's-
pretty soon,
Yeah.
because I think they
Sometimes
go on
it
that schedule
floats.
every
Yeah.
2 weeks.
And they must know, I mean, if somebody's applied by now.
Yeah. You can't even get people to run for election.
Do you know what's going on at this selectmen's meeting tonight?
No, I don't, I can look at the agenda.
They were there were people standing out. front
What is it for?
back here, which I assume was before this.
Was there any other meetings going on tonight?
I can.
I didn't, I mean, I was trying to
Was there a
remember.
planning board meeting tonight, or
Yes.
that's tomorrow night, or is that tonight? Or tomorrow night?
I remember.
It's either-
I remember seeing it, but I
It's-
can't remember.
The select board
Yeah.
conservation and. There's two select board meeting agenda amendment and then select board meeting.
I bet you that was what they're for.
I think planning board's Tuesday, aren't they?
Yeah, I thought they were Tuesday.
Oh, I wouldn't think they'd put them all in the select
Yeah,
board
no.
meeting night, I would think.
Because sometimes what they do is they got one of the selectmen that be a representative at the meeting.
Something must be going on.
'Cause Joe
Yeah, I
Didi used
people
to
were
do
standing
that.
outside.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait to get in, I know it wasn't for here.
Yeah, here's their agenda.
Do you see Michelle much?
Occasionally, more so in the hallway or if I go to get an agenda time stamped. But and sometimes I go in there
No,
if I have a question for something. I can always go in there for anything you guys need.
I still have those records I wanna get to her.
Oh, you do. You want me to take them?
Well, I would rather hand them to her, like,
Oh, okay.
because they're
Oh, and
She's
just,
on
there's
vacation
still,
this
there's
week.
still some,
This week,
Okay.
yeah.
there's still some up in our old room too. Room room one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gotta be one of us that has to bring them to her. It shouldn't be Cindy.
No. yeah.
no, I just was saying,
Yeah.
I have them in my house,
Right,
I
I
will
know.
bring them, I just need to find out a time to bring them, so I'm actually handing them to her,
Yeah.
instead of,
Because you're
Just-
you're gonna have to sign off on them, I believe.
I don't see anything that would be too
maybe they just, it
Top of
was
line.
a slow Monday.
But, yeah, there's other stuff in our old
Okay.
office.
Well, I
too.
mean, I like, so yeah, so I just wanted to get it to her, but like I said, I don't wanna hand it to someone else to hand it to her, it's just,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just wanna.
Yeah, I believe you're gonna have to, Mark, because you're gonna have to sign off, if she'll have you sign off, and I believe. Just an open discussion or what other. This is her Shannon Walsh's thing here. And, wow, this thing is big.
This is the final report? Oh, no, I don't think they've done the second part of Southwood yet.
Well, she said, when I talked to her on the phone, that she thought they'd be adding more from us. Cause we were up to 17 or something at the time, but I think she talked to Lee.
But more work had to be done for Southwood and it got approved.
Right.
To do,
Yes,
but I.
and it was gonna cost more.
Yes, and but we still had the money because of the original
They-
came in under,
They had,
but I,
in the budget they had more than they
Right.
thought, yeah.
so I thought that was all set to go, but I don't know if this report includes that extra work.
It's big. Inventory form continuation sheet, maybe that's. Take a look. This is all Boston, this is all,
If you're gonna send this to now,
it's gonna be that one, this is just the whole thing on the. I'll let you guys pass it around. Hang on to her card.
Archaeological reconnaissance survey, Hampshire, Hampden Canal. Documentation project.
That's
I
gotta
think
be
they're gonna
ours,
send
right?
this to Mass Historic, this is just the Southwood part, if you wanna do that.
That's,
Quite interesting.
Well, she didn't pull the section you needed out of
Reconnaissance,
it.
what are you gonna do, sneak up on the
She
history?
didn't pull the section that was just about you.
I don't know if that's. part of
what-
that or not.
Like what is? Like if it was archaeological research, I could understand her.
See, that's more maps than this is pictures. Well, yeah, there's pictures.
there. According to this, and I see they're going to. It's already up to 5, and then they got, no, 26, A1 and A2, I don't know.
Hmm.
So they increased it at the time, she told me 17.
Okay.
They had dredged this before though, that canal where the island is. You know where I'm talking about, right?
Intact Canal Prison.
My dad did a lot of work on it. See this house here? He put a foundation. Now it's on the other side. He did a foundation for it, then he built some shanty. Yeah, this is it. Because they had no real foundation.
Wow.
They dug it out and put one in.
Is this something you guys want a link? Is this online, you said?
I believe it is.
Do you want me to get the link for this and put it, have Jim put it on the historical page? Since we
Yeah.
talk about it.
If it's there.
Yeah.
I know you can look up things in the mattress too, but even though there's only one cell circle thing in there.
Yeah.
I wonder where this is. Block 6 chamber headquarters facing east. Okay, barely. I keep saying it, I keep forgetting it. I gave him one of the. You never, did you lose that, thing I gave you with the Celtic pictures and all that?
Talking about
Not a fob, it's a,
a drive or whatever,
Yeah.
a thumb drive.
yeah, thumb drive.
I mean, I still have it somewhere.
Yeah, I know I got it out if I can go, did a whole thing on,
I think I tried at my computer and it wouldn't, for some reason, it wouldn't open it. My computer wouldn't.
well, you probably don't have PowerPoint.
No, it's got PowerPoint. I don't remember I have to try it again but I don't know if my.
It's got-
Is a thumb drive protected by a password or anything?
That I don't.
Which it is.
Well, look at that.
Take a look.
Yeah, they're good pictures.
Unfortunately, we don't do much with the rivers or anything like that.
Well, years ago,
Yeah, that's the old.
back in the
canal.
70s,
Now,
they did,
They used to go by near the bike trail and into the waste and the big stuff.
but down by where the dump is, that up there, they did, excavate in there. They went through and dug that through. I remember I was working for Arnold's Farm when they did that back in the 70s, 73. 72,
Who dug it?
73.
Who did that?
That they must have got funding for it. They dredged it back then all along that brook. That was way back.
yeah, these are really nice.
But that canal going even down towards the Connecticut side, you know, you've been on the bike trail there, you know where they got that little bridge with the little gate thing. But before that, that needs to be cleaned up. It's just
There's a lot of
brush road,
trees,
yeah.
rocks, and sometimes, beaver dams. and
Yes,
stuff.
yeah. There was one beaver dam down there, I remember that. I remember.
But somebody went down there and cleaned it out once, but it's still.
What's that, Cindy?
I know where that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like
it's
before
just,
you get to like the Quarry Mountain area.
so it just makes a mess even going down to the bridge, because sometimes they use that to control the water, right?
Yeah,
That's got a gate thing there that they put in there, if I remember right.
yeah, because they used to,
Lower
I
the
didn't
water.
do it, but kayakers used to go under there. And then they
Okay.
put that gate in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and they can't do that, and.
They used to, on the other side of the bridge is actually really Connecticut, but it's not, it's still Southwick.
Oh, is that why that they put the,
Well,
But there's a gate, like, it's at the end of what?
Right.
Is it South Pond or whatever, kind of?
there's that, and this is the bike trail come down, right?
okay,
So the gate, the bridge is right here, right? But over here, you go up this hill, used to be the big party spot.
oh,
But we couldn't, back then, we really couldn't, you couldn't really get in here too good. Before the bike trail got put in there, because it was a mess. And then, so what we had to do to get to that party, we had to go all the way around, you know where the fire station in Suffield is? At
yeah,
Ebbs Corner there,
yeah,
you take that right. And and then you go down the road and you know, it goes a sharp curve like that. And then it goes again like that. And you take Griffin Road, I think it's Griffin Road, you take a right. And you go all the way near the end, and when you go all the way near the end, the tobacco fields. Is your only access to get down there.
oh, jeez.
And we used to break up a ton of parties down there, keg parties and everything.
Oh,
They go running all over the place. Oh, were you at some of those, Cindy?
Where was he? No, wait, where was it?
So we had, in fact, back in the 90s, we had what was called the keg patrol. And that was one of the areas that we would, and even where North Pond, where the town owns it now. There used to be some cottages still in there. And some were abandoned and they used to have parties in there. And there was one spot in the middle where they used to have keg parties. They had a campfire, everything
Oh, in the 90s?
in the 90s.
Oh, I was a baby.
You're just,
I was not. I wasn't there.
but, yeah, it got interesting. But, that's all the whole state there, Mark, isn't it?
Well, it's just, I think it's the whole canal,
That's the whole canal up in Northampton.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting, that's for sure.
Do you want me to
That's a file.
file it?
And then the
Yeah,
final.
we're going
part
out
of
for
it was there-
Whenever it
In the
comes down, yeah.
Up on the tobacco fields, up on the tobacco fields, at the very end, there are 3 barns. Well, one of them was on fire. We had to respond because those barns were in South Lake. If you ever get a time to take a drive, you gotta go all the way down the end. Go to where the tobacco fields is, and you'll see the barns. Those are actually in Southwick. And you'll say, that can't be, but it is. And then if you go back to where, what happens is, you go back to where the road is paved, and then it goes to dirt to go to the tobacco field. But back up to the pavement, you see a driveway going down, it's like a little street.
okay,
There are a couple of houses down there that are actually in Southwick.
Where are you now?
Baker's, what's it called, Baker's something. That's the name of the street, it's Southwick. Yeah,
that is
that's where
weird.
Mrs. Ayotte lived.
Where are you?
Steve Ayotte, remember he owned the launch and all that building?
Was it?
He passed
Yeah,
away.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the wife lives there. Plus they got a garage at the top of it,
Okay, where are you though? I'm not-
off of that Gillette, where those tobacco fields where you had to go. It's across from, it's right where. It's, you know, where Shore Road is.
Yeah.
Just look across, you'll see there, the 2 houses
Oh,
down
no
below.
kidding.
Yeah, and you think it's Connecticut, but it's not.
Wow.
Yeah,
So in other words, you have to go across into Suffield,
Baker's Crossing or something like that, that's what it's
and you have
called.
to take the right at the fire station then, right? To go down there
Take a right and then a left.
Which way are you coming from?
from the lake, from
Which
from
way?
Saunders.
It's from Saunders, okay. Yes, you take a right at the fire
Fire
station.
station, go
And
down
it
there,
goes
go
down, and
around
then
the
it goes
bendy
like a bend
corner.
like that.
And before you go straight on the straightaway with the fields, you take that right that goes to the lake down all by the lake.
Right, and go all the way down to the end.
And
And the
there
only
are
way to
2
get there-
houses in South.
The only way to get there is to go through Suffield. Oh, that's hysterical.
And then Suffield would back us up, but they said, you gotta go down there because it's Southwick.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So we would tie all our cruisers over there in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's,
I think a long time ago, they had figured out that would make much more sense to give that
Well,
piece
that's
of
why-
land to Suffield.
But that's not the only thing though, because we have. Cooley Road off of East Street in Granby.
Mm,
You know where the roundabout is, from the roundabout, you go down East Street there. That's the only way to go and get to Cooley Road, because there's a couple of houses in Southwick in there.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, there's one way in the back, it's like a long dirt driveway.
Isn't that right?
yes, I remember that there were the car girls, they went to Southwick High School, there were two of them, I forget their names, but. I always heard the story that some part of their house was in Connecticut and part of their house was in Massachusetts.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
how can you
They,
greenlight?
actually, a few years ago, there was a mistake as to where the town's lines was. And actually, once you go down, Cooley Road, right at the beginning, you'll see a marker.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually, I say it's fairly new, probably put it in there in the 90s. The person that lived down the road that had a house in, Southwick, he contested it because he said the line wasn't right, and I guess they got surveyors in there and they redid it, I guess, and that's where they put the new marker. But there's a gentleman farmer on the other side of the marker. I thought it was Connecticut, but it's got to be Southwick. He's got a beautiful farm. He's got grapes, you know, vines and all that. Oh yeah, he's got a beautiful barn. He's got one big building. It's supposedly a basketball court. A Butler building, really nice. He's gotta have money. He just built a big barn for his what do you call it?
Oxen?
No, for those. They're for their fur and everything. There's one in Westfield off of Mountain Road. What do you call them?
Not llamas.
They're not the llamas.
Alpacas.
Yeah. I think he's got
Oh.
that.
I thought you were talking about that stuff where they store all the, like, the furs.
It's probably cheaper.
Say some sort of tax
What?
place with that.
It's pretty neat. It really is. And the trouble was that house that's down there in the way in the back, it was a family, the parents lived in Suffield. And it was always a problem house. The brothers never got along. And the one brother, the older brother, built the house way back, which was in Southwick. But the brother, when the parents died, the other brother took over the house, the main house. But you have to go through Connecticut. So he decides that he's gonna block the road, so this is brother off. And we told him you couldn't do that. You can't, that's illegal right away. You can't block it. But he kept trying to put brush and all that. And the brother got sick. And then he had someone that was renting the house for him, keep an eye on it. And he was battling with that guy. It was crazy. See him frontage.
Why are you putting all this brush on my driveway?
Well,
And I hate you.
but again, Granby didn't want to deal with it. They had to call us. We said,
It's
up in,
technically in Southwick.
yes.
Yeah.
But then I said to them, we got to see where the brush is at the beginning there? That's not my problem. That's Granby. Southwick is down at the end of the driveway.
Oh, gee.
Oh, yeah, they get upset about it, but hey.
Mm.
Anything else?
Is there no other way to have their like driveways of the property go into Mass or Southwick?
Well, it's, what they do is in the deed, they have easements, something like that. That's how, so it's gotta be written in the deed that they have an easement.
I guess it has to go through another town to get it. Yeah, the easement to get to a new town.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things in Southwick. And dealing with that, it really is. Anything else?
Not that I can think of. I guess that means the motion is to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Boy, that's a quick meeting.
We have to ask for all in favor.